Ladies and gentlemen, the story you are about to see is true. The names have been changed to protect the innocent.
If you've been successful, you didn't get there on your own. You didn't get there on your own. I'm always struck by people who think, well, it must be because I was just so smart. There are a lot of smart people out there. It must be because I worked harder than everybody else. Let me tell you something. There are a whole bunch of hard-working people out there.
I challenge anyone listening to this show to prove to me that he's ever mowed a lawn, shoveled snow, walked a dog, been a lifeguard, busboy, waiter, shoe shiner, pumped gas, changed tires, washed cars, swept drugstores, or worked in a factory, because I've done all of those things and no one ever gave me anything. I've worked for everything I have. Obama is a very lucky man. He had very hardworking grandparents who loved him deeply. They greased the skids for him. He never worked in a factory, never mowed a lawn, never shoveled snow in Hawaii. Of course, it doesn't snow. I don't think he's ever delivered the Honolulu Advertiser, so far as I know. He wasn't a newsboy. I don't think he's ever worked at a pool as a lifeguard. I don't think he ever worked in the Catskill Mountains as a busboy or a waiter. I don't think he's ever pumped gas, changed tires, or washed cars to make money to go to Occidental College so he can buy a little more of the fun substances with his Pakistani friends. The fact of the matter is this man is the greatest phony in the history of the presidency, and he gets away with it with a little help from his friends in the media, as the Beatles would tell you. The phone number is 1-800-449-8255. I've challenged you, and not one person has called this show to prove that Obama's done any of those things, while I have. But the question for the American people today is really very straightforward. It's something that needs to be trumpeted around the universe. Has the government put you where you are? Or did you get where you are through your brains and your guts? I can show you one story after another of the same children, the same family, same mother and father, same household. One brother becomes a zillionaire. The other brother becomes a drug addict. How do you explain that? Explain that to me. Because there's a difference between some people. And there's a difference between the man or the woman who starts that business on a card table and those they hire. And if those who work for them are jealous or envious or want to get where they are, they don't have to steal the factory from them or file a fraudulent lawsuit with some shyster lawyer from NYU in order to get some money. What they got to do is say to the owner, you know what? I admire you. I'd like to be you, so I'm going to resign. I'm going to start my own business. I wonder if you could help me. See, that's the way it's done. The cheaters don't get anywhere. Well, maybe in the short run they do, but not in the long run. Except in the case of Obama, look how far he got. Look how far he gets putting on this act of being a poor, aggrieved black who has been, oppressed all of his life. Look how far he gets with moronic white liberals. Take a look at this.